You know that feeling, right? That little itch, that subtle discomfort, the moment there's a lull in activity. You're waiting in line at the grocery store. Your commute is surprisingly quiet. There's a brief pause in a conversation. What's the first thing you do? Odds are your hand instinctively reaches for your pocket, your bag, and within seconds you're scrolling. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, emails. Anything to fill that tiny, uncomfortable void. We've become masters of distraction, haven't we? Our lives are meticulously curated to be constantly stimulated. Every spare moment is a battle against nothing, against boredom. But what if I told you that this ingrained habit, this relentless pursuit of constant stimulation, is actually holding you back? What if the very thing we avoid at all cost, boredom, is actually a secret superpower, a fertile ground for growth, creativity, and a deeper connection with ourselves? For years, we've been fed a very specific narrative. Boredom is unproductive. It's a waste of time. It's uncomfortable and therefore to be avoided at all costs. From childhood, we're told to find something to do, to not be bored. Society celebrates constant busyness, productivity, and the relentless pursuit of external validation. We're programmed to believe that an idle mind is the devil's workshop, when in reality, it might just be your personal innovation lab. This misconception has become so deeply ingrained that we genuinely feel a sense of unease, even guilt, when we're not actively engaged with something. We've conditioned ourselves to associate boredom with negativity, a sign of inefficiency or lack of purpose. But that couldn't be further from the truth. So what's the problem with never being bored? The problem is our brains are amazing, complex organs, and like any muscle, they need different kinds of exercise. When we're constantly feeding them external input, endless streams of content, notifications, information, we're essentially keeping them in a perpetual state of focused mode. Think of it like driving a car at 100 miles an hour constantly. Great for getting somewhere fast, but terrible for exploring the scenery or even checking under the hood. This constant stimulation stifles true creativity. It prevents self-reflection. How can you genuinely process your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences, when your mind is always jumping from one piece of external data to the next? It diminishes our ability to focus on complex tasks, because our attention spans are being systematically eroded by the instant gratification of a quick scroll. We become dependent on external input, losing the ability to generate our own ideas, to entertain ourselves, to simply be with our thoughts. And there's a psychological toll too. An overstimulated brain can lead to increased anxiety, decision fatigue, and a general sense of mental exhaustion. We're constantly bombarded, always reacting, rarely truly thinking. We're mistaking constant activity for actual progress and endless information for genuine understanding. But here's the counterintuitive truth, the real solution to this modern predicament. Boredom is not a void to be filled, but a fertile ground for growth and innovation. It's not about doing nothing. It's about allowing your brain to do something different. When we strip away the constant external distractions, when we allow ourselves to be truly bored, something magical happens. Our brains, freed from the relentless demands of focused attention, shift into what scientists call diffuse thinking mode. This is where the real work happens. This is where seemingly disparate pieces of information, thoughts, and experiences start to connect. This is where solutions to long-standing problems emerge. This is where novel ideas are generated. It's like allowing your brain to defragment, to organize, to truly process all the information it's accumulated. It's where you gain clarity, perspective, and genuine insights. So, how do we reintroduce this powerful tool into our lives? It's not about suddenly becoming a monk and meditating for hours unless you want to. It's about phased implementation, a gentle journey of embracing boredom. The digital fast. This is about creating small, intentional pockets of digital disconnection. It's about building a muscle, not going cold turkey. Start small. Leave your phone in another room while you eat dinner. Seriously, just for dinner, or during your morning coffee. Don't scroll before bed. Use a regular alarm clock instead of your phone. During your commute, instead of immediately diving into your phone, just look out the window. Notice things. Listen to the sounds around you. These aren't big dramatic changes. They're small, almost imperceptible shifts that begin to retrain your brain. The goal here isn't to be deprived, but to create space. Space for your mind to breathe, to wander. You might feel a little jolt of discomfort at first, a phantom vibration in your pocket. That's okay. That's the addiction talking. Just acknowledge it and let it pass. The benefits begin almost immediately. You'll find yourself more present in conversations, more attuned to your surroundings, and less reliant on external stimulation for your sense of engagement. The mindful wander. Once you've started to create these small digital breaks, the next step is to allow your thoughts to roam freely during mundane tasks or quiet moments, without judgment. This is key. It's not about forcing yourself to think profound thoughts. It's about letting your mind go wherever it wants. Think about washing dishes. Instead of listening to a podcast or scrolling through your phone, just wash the dishes. Let your thoughts drift. You might find yourself replaying a conversation from earlier, mulling over a work problem, or simply thinking about what you want for dinner. The key is to observe these thoughts without immediately trying to solve them, judge them, or distract from them. The same goes for walking the dog, doing laundry, waiting in line, or even just sitting on your porch. These are prime opportunities for your brain to engage in diffuse thinking. You're giving it the freedom to connect the dots, to process emotions, to synthesize information from your day. It's in these moments that seemingly random thoughts can spark unexpected insights. You might suddenly remember something you forgot, or realize a connection between two unrelated ideas. This is your brain working its magic, unencumbered by external demands. The creative unlocking. This is where the magic truly happens. As you consistently practice phases 1 and 2, you'll find that this process naturally leads to unexpected insights, innovative problem solving, and a rekindled sense of curiosity. Have you ever had a brilliant idea pop into your head while you were in the shower or out for a walk? That's diffuse thinking at work. You weren't actively trying to solve a problem, but your brain was working on it in the background. By consciously embracing boredom, you're creating more of those shower moments. You'll find yourself noticing things you never noticed before. You'll start to ask more questions. You'll be more likely to connect seemingly unrelated concepts. That novel idea for a project, that elegant solution to a tricky problem at work, that sudden clarity on a personal dilemma, these often don't arrive when you're furiously brainstorming or staring at a screen. They arrive when you give your mind the space to breathe, to wander, to be bored. It's about rediscovering your inner creative spark, the one that's been muffled by the constant noise of modern life. It's about remembering how to entertain yourself, how to think for yourself, how to simply be with yourself. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds uncomfortable. And you're right, it can be, especially at first. Embracing boredom can feel like a withdrawal from a powerful addiction. Your brain might rebel, screaming for stimulation. It's like trying to quiet a noisy room. But just like any new skill, it gets easier with practice. My advice? Don't judge the initial discomfort. Acknowledge it, but don't give in to it. Think of it as your brain recalibrating, relearning how to engage with itself. Start small, be consistent, and be patient. The rewards are absolutely worth it. You'll experience a deeper sense of self-awareness, an increased capacity for focus, and a burst of genuine, organic creativity that you never knew was waiting inside you. So my challenge to you today is simple. Identify just one specific, small window of time in your day. Maybe it's your commute, waiting in line for your coffee, or even a 15-minute break at work. For that short window, intentionally embrace boredom. Put your phone away, don't listen to music. Don't try to solve anything, just be. And then come back and tell me in the comments, what surprising thoughts emerged? What unexpected ideas popped into your head? Did you notice anything new about your surroundings? Did you feel a subtle shift in your mental state? Let's start a conversation about the power of doing nothing and the incredible benefits of embracing boredom. Because sometimes the most productive thing you can do is absolutely nothing at all. Until next time, stay curious and give your mind the space it truly deserves.